Welcome to Unit 2, Lesson 12 of CKLA Skills. Today we are going to take our plan that we made yesterday with our story element, and we're going to write our first draft for our book report. And we're going to read with a partner the Pancake Part 1. A book report is not just a narrative that retells the story. For a book report, you should also share your opinion and thoughts about the story. Let's review the writing process. First you plan, then you draft. After you edit, it's where you take and make sure that your draft is looking formal, your sentences are complete, it reads well, and then you finally publish it for other people to see and read. Since you already planned, we will work on the draft today. The first thing that you will need to write is the title. So this is where we're going to look in our pamphlet or our work for the day that's been sent home with us. And we're going to find page 63, 12.1. Now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to title our page. Now our story is how the hedgehog tricked the hare. So we could title our story similar to our title of our story that we read, The Hare and the Hedgehog. You could put in there that how the hedgehog tricked the hare, but you need to title your story. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your sheet that you did yesterday. So it was 11.5, which was page 61. And you're going to complete page 63 using the elements that we wrote about on page 61. Now the first thing that you need is a topic sentence. This is where you introduce your characters and your setting. So if you look at your page 63, you can see that your first two sentences are about your characters and your setting. So use those and write complete sentences now. Introducing your characters in the story and your setting. You may pause the video if you need some extra time. Now you will write about the plot of the story. So in this next section, in the tale, you're going to tell the plot, the beginning, middle, and end. And you can look back at your worksheet, page 61, to help you write these sentences. You may pause the video now if you need some extra time for that plot. Now, if you would turn your sheet over on the back, we're going to write our last sentence, our ending sentence this time. And we're going to give our opinion on the story, How the Hedgehog Tricked the Hare. So when you turn your paper over, you're going to write a sentence that tells how you feel about the story. I really like this story because this story was not my favorite because. So you could use something similar to that. So turn your paper over and write your summary or your ending sentence now. You may pause the video if you need more time. Remember, a sentence starter always starts with a capital letter and a sentence ends with an end mark. The first sentence of a paragraph is indented. So when we edit tomorrow, we're going to make sure when we rewrite it into a paragraph, we indent the first sentence. When you write, you can use these temporal sequence words, first, then, next, last. Help that reader to kind of go with the flow and understand what's happening and when it's happening. You may look back in your story from yesterday too, and also think about some of these phonics skills that we have talked about. So when you're spelling these skills that we've already kind of touched on, make sure that you're really focusing on these phonics skills. Now your words that, if you're using those bigger words, use those big vocabulary words. Sound them out, do the best you can with it. If we have not touched on the skill in class, then we're not going to expect you to know the skill in writing. But use those words, those big words if possible. Now, look in your packet and find the pancake part 1. You're going to read the pancake part 1. You may read the pancake part 1 aloud with me. And we are going to read for fluency and accuracy. So pause the video and find page 67 and 68 in your packet. This is on 12.3, page 67. Now I want you to use your finger and I want you to follow with me. Now before we read, I want to explain to you the word called personification. When authors write about objects or animals that act like real people, this is called personification. For example, if a toothbrush in a story can sing and dance, that's the use of personification. This story does have personification in it. When authors use personification, the story is a fantasy. That means something magical, like a toothbrush singing or a talking hedgehog. These are magical things. This becomes a. Can you think of some examples of personification from some of these bedtime tales? In today's story, the author is going to use personification, making the character a pancake. It's going to talk and run. Before we start, you're going to have some of these AR, these long A sounds from your sneaky E, and these owl sounds in them. Let's preview some of these spellings before we read our passage. Yard, barn, smart, farmers, started, scared, hair, pancake, outrun, shouted. You're also going to see some owl as OW, gown, plowing, and some two-syllable words. Pancakes, 7, farmers, started, shouted, plowing, outrun. Now let's read the pancake part 1 together. So find page 67 and let's read together. The pancake part 1. Did you enjoy the tale of the hedgehog and the hare? Asked Mike's dad. Yes, I liked it, said Mike. The hedgehog came up with a good trick. The tale I'd like to tell you next has a trick in it too. Cool, said Mike. Is there a hedgehog in it? Nope, said Dad. But there is a pancake in it. A pancake? Yep. Neat. Tell it. But the sun is not set yet. The street lamp is not on yet. Please, I would like to hear it. Will you tell the pancake tale? Once upon a time, there was a mom who had 6 kids. One morning, the mom was grilling a pancake for the kids. The kids looked at the pancake. They got out their forks and started licking their lips. The pancake looked back at the kids. He was scared. He feared that the kids would eat him. When the mom was not looking, the pancake jumped out of the pan and ran off. The pancake ran out of the house. Stop, Pancake, shouted the mom from the porch. Stop, Pancake, shouted the 6 kids. All 7 of them chased the pancake as he ran out of the yard. The pancake was too fast. He outran them all. The pancake ran far north on a footpath. He soon passed a barn and 2 farmers who were plowing the ground. Why are you running, Pancake? The farmers asked. The pancake shouted, I've outrun a mom and 6 kids, and I can outrun you too. I'm too fast and too smart for you. You think so? Said the farmers, and they started running. But the pancake was too fast. He outran the farmers. Just then, Mike's sister came in. She was just 3. She had on her gown for bed. Dad, she said, will you tell it to me too? Yes, I will, said her dad. You can sit up here with Mike and hear the rest of the tale. You are going to keep 12.3, the take-home story, the pancake part 1. Practice reading this story at home to someone. Practice these AR, ER, OR words. And you're going to complete 12.3 and answer the question, How can you tell the pancake part 1 is a made-up tale? So you're going to write in at least 2 to 3 sentences why the pancake is a fantasy, why it's a made-up tale. Now let's review our I can statements for the day. We have written a draft for a book report on how the hedgehog tricked the hare, and we have we have read together the pancake part 1, and we've identified why the pancake part 1 is a fantasy. We will see you tomorrow for lesson 13.